Hello and welcome. This is Accounting on Excel with Amaka Ifebonando, the Excel coach. And in this video tutorial, I'll be showing you the difference between the column function and the columns function using different scenarios. Here is the syntax for the column function and here is the syntax for the columns function. So let's just go in and look at the difference using different scenarios. Right. So here we are. So we'll be looking at the different scenarios. So let's first of all examine the column function. I will input this formula right in here and you see the result. One thing you need to know about the column function, the reference argument in the column syntax is optional, meaning that you can use a cell reference or you can leave it that way. And when you leave it that way, that is by not using any cell reference, you are referencing the cell in which the formula resides, right? So I'll be trying that in the first example by referencing the cell in which the formula resides. And the formula is in B10, B10. So we have column B, row 10. So we'll just leave that empty and close the bracket. So 2. It returns 2 because the column argument, the column function, returns the number of the column of the cell you reference. And here we are referencing the cell in which the formula resides, B10, and B is the second column. That's why you are seeing 2. So let's reference a cell here equal to column. So what cell are we referencing? C8. And what's the result? 3. Why is it giving us 3? Because we are referencing C8 and C is the third column. A is the first column, B is the second column, and C is the third column. So the column function returns the number of the column of the cell that is referenced. Right. So let's go and look at the columns function. Now the columns function returns the total number of the columns that is being referenced, because the column function references an array, meaning that it can reference a range of cells, but it also references just a single cell and returns the number of the column that is being referenced. And we're looking at that in this scenario. So we'll just be referencing a single cell equals to columns. We are referencing cell A1. And what will it return? Return 1, because A1, cell A is the first column. A is the first column, and that's why it's returning 1. Right. So let's also test a range of cells and see what it will return. Columns from A8 down to H8. Good. So it returns 8, meaning that we have 8 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it returns the total number of the column in the range, 8 columns, and that's why we are having 8 as a result. Now, there is one good thing: the column function can also be used. Right. If you watch my previous training on how to design a search box, a dynamic search box that search exact, partial, across columns, you will notice that I use the columns function too. And what this columns function does is that it can also give you serial numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not minding where the column you are starting from. That's one thing with the columns function. So we'll be doing that using this formula here, equals to columns. So what we'll do is I will reference cell B8 to B8. But the first B8 will make it absolute because we want it not to move. That's the tweaking you do to make it incremental. So as you drag it to the right, it gives you sequence increased by 1. So when you drag it to the right in a row, notice, so you see 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will be increasing by 1. So that is one good thing, again, you can use the column function to achieve. So I believe you now understand how the column function and the columns function works. If you've gotten value from this video, please do well to give this video a thumbs up, like this video, hit the subscribe button, and also hit the notification bell to get notified whenever I upload value tips on this channel. And do well to share with as many that you know that will get value from this video. Thanks for watching and see you in the next lesson. Bye for now.